to the Insurrection Inc. podcast. We want to thank you for listening, and we hope you enjoy the show.
All right, and welcome to the Short Bus Podcast. We're here with me, Jay, Porter, Monty, Tim, Stratty. Oh, yeah. It's not the same without him. But, you know, life goes on. And Menace.
If the Comstock starts growing mushrooms, does that mean I'm a dad?
Yes.
Forget about the ginger, hello.
Okay, just making sure. I now have to pay child support.
No, you don't have to pay child
support. Family value.
It's not sentient, but it's like if you had a child.
How do you know?
How do I know the mushrooms are not sentient?
How do you know?
You know what? Actually, that's a good point. I don't know. I'm hoping they're not sentient. Because if they're sentient, then those mushrooms have some very bad stories to tell. But anyway, we were discussing before the show. About everyone's favorite groiper, the Virgin in Chief, Nick Fuentes, the man who needs to fucking get laid already so he can shut the fuck up.
Hello, did you just insult an incel, a proud incel? I mean,
did
he's just waiting until marriage, okay? He's doing it voluntary, obviously.
Yeah, it's pretty based, honestly.
Don't disrespect him, please.
Waiting until marriage is based.
No, it's not.
It's
okay,
based.
We're not. That's a discussion for a different day. We're not having a discussion about whether sex before marriage is good or not. All I'm saying is that in this particular case, this kid needs to fucking get laid, but with the fucking personality he has, he's not getting anywhere near a woman, which is why he's so bitter about women.
I mean, like, literally, I saw this, I think everyone knows this meme with, like, two different pictures, and one is, like, the Virgin, and the other one is the Chad, and he literally looks like these guys in the Virgin pics.
Oh, yeah, no, I saw that, where he was, like, walking, he had the Virgin walk.
Yeah.
I fucking hate Nick Fuentes to the core. And
I don't
surprisingly, I don't hate a lot of people, but he is one of them.
You hate
He's
everyone.
Schrodinger's virgin. He's
I
simultaneously
do not hate
too
everyone.
annoying to get laid. Simultaneously too annoying to get laid, and also he'll never be less annoying until he dies.
Yeah. I mean, it's fucking true, because I don't know how anybody takes this guy seriously. Like, with the shit he says?
I think, like, he's like the typical Redditor who is like, well, who used to be all the time on Reddit just complaining about why he can't get laid and why he blames it on modern day feminism and stuff like that. And he just started, I think, recording it and just ranting about it. And I mean, he's like not even hiding it. It's so sad. He's not even hiding the fact that he is a lonely incel.
Anyway, with the shit he spews, I mean, I've heard him say some of the most outlandish, flat-out brainlet, retarded crap. Like, a few months ago, he was interviewed on Part of the Problem. And he said shit like the printing press was a mistake. And individualism was a mistake.
Wait, how did Dave Smith handle that?
He just, I think he laughed it off. Because, you know, when you're interviewing someone on your podcast, you don't press hard too much. Because you don't want to make, like, unless it's specifically a debate episode. If it's just an interview, you sort of let stupid shit like that slide. But when you say something like that, I mean, just the fact that, well, he apparently used to call himself a paleocon. I mean, you want to explain that ism shit, Monty?
I think he is considering himself a paleocon.
Yeah, but apparently now if he rejects all isms, which would include paleoconservatism.
Yeah, I know. It's also like nationalism. He also said that he's a nationalist, obviously. And it's also an ism. But Monty, you should specify what you found there or read about him. With the isms.
He just made a tweet saying no more ideology, no more ism.
What the fuck does that mean?
I'm trying to find the tweet real quick here.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it.
Nick Fuentes is a doomer now. He doesn't believe in anything.
But wouldn't that be a paradox? Because if you don't believe in anything, then you believe in the belief of nothing. Like, you just believe in the black pill.
That's nihilism, yeah. Still an ism.
Yeah, that's what I said. But it's like into nihilism now or what? I don't know. It's just weird.
He also said we must think beyond capitalism and socialism.
Okay, so I've been right calling him a third position light for the last few months.
Yeah, because he is.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at the actual paleocons, like Pat Buchanan, sure, they have some shit like economic nationalism, but they're not... I mean, he's a neo-reactionary.
I don't think
basically.
he considers himself paleocon.
I mean, he did for a while. That was his smoke shroud. Now you have a lot of people that follow him going, oh yeah, I'm a paleocon. I just want to, support minorities. And
I don't know, actually, because I don't follow him. Someone did link an article on paleoconservatism, though, in a reply.
Yeah, I mean, it's just... This kid is... How does he have a fucking following? Okay, I sort of get the following. He appeals to people like him.
Yeah, I mean, he's appealing. Exactly. He's appealing to other insults, and I mean, you just have to. You can also look this up on Instagram. Like most of these doomers and groipers on there, they are just. I mean, they're not even hiding the fact that they are just lonely insults, and they're just angry at people for not getting laid or something. I don't know, and that society is so evil, and now they have to destroy it through. I don't know, National Socialism or something, or paleoconservatism. Even though I don't think they're actual paleocons, because I don't think so. That doesn't make any sense. They're like paleocons used to be our friends, I think so, but now they just with this new wave of paleoconservatism, which isn't even like true paleoconservatism. It just
third wave paleoconservatism.
Yeah, it's just like it transformed into like a weird third positionist ideology, which is being used to not being open about third positionism, I think, or I don't know.
I mean, that's sort of been their shtick. He talks about optics a lot, from what I can tell. So, I mean, choosing the term paleoconservatism has been optics through and through. Because originally he would have been alt-right, but then alt-right got the nasty connotation of being associated with neo-Nazis and shit. And then it was alt-light, but then that got associated with like slightly edgier neocons. So it's optics for them. They're just trying to hide what they believe, which I don't respect at all. I mean, if you're going to be a third positionist, be a third positionist. Don't try to pull off the movement you don't belong in.
Yeah, I think like the main problem in Western Europe and in Northern America, or just like in the West in general, is that as soon as you would call yourself a nationalist and a national socialist and stuff like that, that it would just get, well, you don't have any chance of having political success. So you gotta use some other terms like paleoconservatism or I don't know, alt-light or whatever. Because I mean, let's be real here. Fuentes doesn't actually. He says that he doesn't like Nazis and he's not in for racism and that he doesn't care if there are like race mixed couples and stuff. But they're like, I think there's even like a video or something where he was filmed like in some weird basement where he was like ranting about black people and white people being
by some weird basement. Do you mean his studio?
Yeah, probably. I don't know what they did down there. Maybe some gay sex or.
Well, yeah, he has his catboy boyfriend.
Probably. I mean, it's not considered gay if the ball's untouched, so he probably just thought that.
Yeah, you were
thinking about this yesterday just a little bit.
What, the catboys are not being gay? Because you were with a bunch of dudes for a weekend. I mean, as long as you guys kept your socks on, you're good.
About how shut up, first of all. About how
frisbee looking ass.
All people who are like anti-degeneracy, like violently anti-degeneracy, like the Nazis and stuff, not just people who are like generally socially conservative, but the people who say they'll like throw gays out of helicopters and things like that. They all have some weird kink that they're hiding, and like half of them are weeaboos.
Yeah, that is one of the things. That is one of the things. The Nazis are secret weeaboos. The Straserists are all traps. The fascists are probably closeted homosexuals.
Probably like Italian fascists are probably like closeted homosexuals.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
But it's so weird. Like all these groipers who are just like yelling in the comment section that something is degenerate. It's so funny because most of their lifestyles or how they live their life is pretty degenerate as well. They're like basement dwellers, just sitting around in the basement of their mom while being like 25, not having like any degree or something, and being unsuccessful and probably unemployed. And now they're just ranting about life.
They are doing important work. They are fighting the culture war by coming into our comment sections with their black pill profiles and their honk pill Pepe profiles and arguing with libertarians because libertarianism got us here. It's our fault. And they're going to let us know. So they are fighting an important battle. They are not degenerates. How dare you trash brave soldiers like that?
Yeah, all the libertarians in power right now caused our problem.
If you ask Tucker Carlson, all the Republicans owe their allegiance to the Austrian School of Economics. There's so many free marketeers in DC. I am just really like mostly disappointed with these people. Because number one, they're fucking idiots. Number two, so many of them try to come and pull like the I was a libertarian card, I know better than you.
Oh, I hate that.
Oh my, yeah, I hate that
and
as well.
It'll be like they were a libertarian for 2 weeks, and then they ditched that, and it'll be like, I was a libertarian. I grew up. Yeah, and it's like I was a libertarian, but I grew up. I hope you do too. Fuck off, you stupid piece of shit. What the fuck have you read? What do you know? Your fucking knowledge of the world comes from reactionary fucking photos from Paul.
I think we talked about this already, like a little bit. I think these people are just like who just went through the pipeline straight from libertarianism to the alt-right or to third positionism, and I think they just considered themselves libertarian for a while because they thought it is edgy to throw communists out of helicopters, and that has to do with libertarianism or something. And yeah, I don't know. It's just weird.
That's why I don't personally call myself a Hoppian, and I don't trust a lot of people who do, because while I don't have any problem with most of Hoppa's ideas themselves, like the people who call themselves Hoppians actually don't even understand what he's saying most of the time.
Yeah, we already had this conversation, and these people are like pretty good as examples, right? They just saw this physical removal thing and probably saw like one quote from his book which said that you should remove communists from your community and stuff, and they just took it out of context and just thought that means you throw them out of helicopters and do some purging or something. I don't know.
It's funny because Monty, Menace, Peter, and I were in a group chat with a guy who called himself a Hoppian, and he got pissed with Monty for sending the copy pasta that he would send of physical removal quote, Monty?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he got pissed with him and started a fight over that because he thought Monty was misrepresenting Hoppa when he was just like sending a copy pasta that he always sends. I got to arguing with him because he was like a legitimately anti-Semitic guy, and he was trying to trash Rothbard, and I was trying to tell him like, you do know Hoppa was Rothbard's like star pupil, right?
Right.
And
yeah.
he basically went and said like, yeah, but my version of Hoppianism doesn't really have anything to do with Hoppa. I was like,
well, speaking of that, I saw this Cato Institute director of immigration studies. He has the parentheses around his name, of course. Austin Peterson even liked one of his tweets. He said, "Hoppian trash" in response to a Liberty Hangout quote.
That's an insult to Hoppians comparing to fucking Liberty Hangout.
Because Liberty Hangout said, "I'd rather live under a Catholic monarchy than a liberal democracy." So Liberty Hangout.
Wait, can you repeat that please again?
I'd rather live under a Catholic monarchy than a liberal democracy.
Okay, and what was like the context? Where did they say this? In like a podcast or something, or an interview?
No, he just on Twitter.
Oh, you weren't lying. He actually has the triple parentheses around his name.
Oh yeah, no. He's one of those guys.
Wait, who said that? Did Liberty Hangout say that or what?
Liberty Hangout said the Catholic thing, and so he says he's a Hoppian.
I'm not going to attempt to pronounce that guy's last name, but he's been anti-Rothbard for forever. Yeah.
Yeah, he's no surprise. Like,
oh my god. Being anti-Rothbard is very anti-Semitic, and I don't want to hear any more of that.
Of course, he's the director of immigration studies. I don't make jokes like that, but it is fitting.
Oh my god.
Harsh libertarian critique. yikes. What the
globalist, elitist, cosmopolitan dad. He's just I'm a globalist in the sense of free trade,
markets,
peace, markets. Exactly. That's it. No war.
Probably me. I don't know. Maybe he's just like a neoliberal. Just straight up.
I don't like the term neoliberal. It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything, but he's like a good example for what people think it is, like globalism, elitism.
No, there's a term for people that work at the Cato Institute. And it's called a Beltway libertarian.
He lives in Washington D.C. or that's where his thing is.
But he's at Cato.
Yeah, and Cato is
yikes.
They are prime spook libertarian shit. I mean,
they do some good stuff on the economic side, but
the Freedom in 50 States thing is pretty good.
Yeah, no.
Synonyms include control opposition and lizard person.
Yeah. They live you can't go in the belly of the beast and not be turned.
Yeah, it's like what Nietzsche said.
And they get, they had that split with Rothbard and the Koch brother, one of them.
Yeah. Yeah, I just don't like Cato. I remember Saul went to a Cato Institute event and wanted to blow his brains out.
Oh, I liked them when I was first turning libertarian, but as soon as I found the Mises Institute, even though they're not straightly comparable, it's the information I found on the Mises Institute is just so much better.
I'd say they're pretty comparable. I mean, they're doing basically the same thing. Libertarian think tanks.
Yeah, would you consider the Mises Institute a think tank?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, a little bit.
One part think tank, one part a research institute.
Yeah, I think that's pretty decent analysis right now. Yeah.
I mean, unless your definition of a think tank is they have to eventually get hired by a politician or a focus group.
Well, I think the idea of a think tank is to involve government, get spread, lobby the government or something. Not inherently bad, but.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it like that, then no, the Mises Institute is not a think tank. That's a research institute. Because nobody's taking policy advice from a Mises.
It's just a research institute, so.
Yeah. Well, Cato's also a research institute on top of a think tank, but they're just, they're not that good.
Yeah, so, the Mises Institute, it doesn't.
Did he cut out or?
Well, yeah, they can be comparable, I guess. It doesn't matter; they're much better. Regardless.
No. Yeah, they're pretty comparable, but I don't Cato.
Yeah, I don't like them anymore.
What
about Reason? The TV.
Also, Reason is too milquetoast.
Yeah, I like John Stossel on it, even though he's not anti.
To be honest, yeah, but Reason is fine. I mean, they also did some interviews with ANCAPs and stuff, and they were not just excluding them. And
yeah,
I mean, some libertarians or conservatives who are leaning libertarians are just ignoring ANCAPs and just ignoring the fact that they exist.
I think Reason overall does pretty good work.
Yeah,
it's okay. Yeah,
Nick Gillespie, he was he's more friendly with Tom Woods, or remember when all that drama happened? He was on Michael Malice's show or something, and Michael kind of mediated
I don't think he was on Michael Malice. He was on Thaddeus Russell with Dave Smith.
Maybe.
He had back in over the summer, he had a debate episode with Dave Smith on Thaddeus Russell's show.
Oh, yes,
and
okay.
He said
it's just the same studio, so.
Yeah, and he said some pretty normie libertarian shit.
Yeah.
And
I mean, yeah, it's.
You gotta expect that, though.
That's the thing with them. They're good if you're entry level. They're good to get you thinking.
Yeah. I mean, same with John Stossel. Same with John Stossel. I think
he has a nice mustache, so.
He has a really nice mustache.
I feel the first videos, or when I was entry level libertarian or got interested in it, was the interview between him and Ben Shapiro. And I mean,
I did not watch that, and I still don't want to watch that.
I mean, he expressed his views, his pretty moderate libertarian views, actually.
Okay, whose voice would be more annoying, Ben Shapiro's or Nick Fuentes?
Ben Shapiro.
Nah.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know about that.
because Nick Fuentes exaggerates a lot with his voice, but Ben Shapiro just throws words at you like 1,000 miles a second.
I'd like to see them debate just to piss each other off.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be a debate. That would just be fucking
and
Nick
have their
Fuentes talking
fan
about
base.
ovens.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
would be
Like
fun.
seriously, I think like
Yeah,
he
it would be
couldn't
Ben-
stay serious in the debate. I think he's like not
It would
even
be
a
an
great
hour of Ben
debater.
Shapiro calling him anti-Semitic.
Yeah, to be honest, like that's probably just what he's going to do. He's just going to say like slur words and references to the Holocaust and stuff. And I mean, like the thing is with these people is they're not even good with arguing. They're just good with triggering people.
Yeah.
And once they triggered somebody, they just think that they want to debate, even though that's not really the case.
Yeah, I mean, it would just be Nick Fuentes would say something to piss off Ben Shapiro call him an anti-Semite, and Nick Fuentes would go like, yeah, so what? But whatever. We've been too long on the serious. I think it's time we talk about our ratio of serious to autism, also known
Crank up
as
the
the
autism.
S.T.A.R.
S.T.A.R.
What we've been talking about is something that we think is very important in libertarianism, and that is how serious we are versus how autistic we are. Because I mean, libertarians, we're autistic. Is that disputable?
No.
I mean,
There's
Menace
some-
is probably the biggest autist over here.
There are
What do you
some psychological theories that say pretty much everyone is somewhere on the autism spectrum. So
I
technically,
mean, that's just a
do they
fact.
do that
It's
by
like,
expanding the spectrum or no?
yeah, autism I think exists on a spectrum, and it's not
Well,
just
no,
like
no,
an
like,
absolute
if you-
thing.
Of course, it exists on a spectrum, but like to say that everyone has a
So
little
does
bit
gender.
of the spectrum.
Yeah, I mean, not because you just have like, I think like just because you're like slightly autistic on the autistic spectrum doesn't make you an autist.
Guys, I'm antisocial, aren't I? So autistic.
No,
I have
you're
a
just a
hard time
Jew.
approaching
What?
people. Oh,
Well,
wait,
Whoa,
what?
whoa, you're
wait,
getting
what?
the German police are coming for you, Tim. Holy fuck. But no, like it is actually a legitimate thing though. Like there are times where we're far too autistic, and there's times where we're far too serious when we're trying to talk about our shit. And I mean, sometimes they're hand in hand. Not everyone wants to hear your 30-minute ramble about the economic calculation problem in socialism, right? And you know, not everybody wants to sit through a full Bob Murphy episode where he's just talking about long, drawn-out explanations of economics for an hour. But then again, not everyone wants to listen to our shit show where we just be ourselves for an hour.
We make
far
fun of
less people
Menace
wanna
being
hear
a
that.
fed for 30 minutes.
We were able
What?
to start something now.
I mean,
No,
we
we're
have talked about it.
Yeah,
we
we're
should
not. No, we're not getting into the Fed thing again. We're just saying, like, really, the star for that episode, it really went downhill once we started talking about your story times.
You mean from
Yes.
basketball to doing really mean things to homeless people? Yeah, that went down pretty
Yeah.
quick, actually. Yeah, pretty quick.
That was about a 5-minute progression, and then it was stretched, and then again, it gets stretched out. We're autistic for too long, so there's got to be this. There's got to be this golden ratio that we have to find as libertarians to see when we're being too autistic and when we're being too serious.
So
I
you
don't know.
mean like the goal to libertarian success is autistic seriousness?
Yeah, everything is about moderation. That's why I'm a that's why I'm a centrist. I'm a moderate.
Okay, I'm announcing that I will leave the podcast. I'm not going to talk with centrists.
Oh. Well, then you're just you're too radical. I don't know, but Porter, you're the one that really proposed this one. What do you think?
Well, yeah, I was thinking about it after we recorded the Menace is a Fed episode, I think, is when I first proposed this measure specifically. Yeah, so we called it the S.T.A.R. We've already referenced the name of it, but that is, in case you didn't catch it, the serious to autism ratio. And it does present an interesting problem, though, because there's no direct way to measure either of those things. It's more something that you feel. Like, you just know when it's going up or when it's going down. And yeah, like we were saying, you could definitely feel it go down as soon as we got to the homeless people in that episode. That was
it's like when
was
you eat
rough.
Taco Bell and you feel it coming on.
That's exactly it. Yeah.
Yeah, really, we're just the equivalent of Taco Bell shits. I mean, that's this podcast.
So let's talk about when when seriousness is useful and when autism is useful. Right. So
autism is always useful 100% of the time, and we should never diverge from that.
Yeah, well, we are a politogram podcast. That would be what you say.
Honestly, you know,
I think
none
it's
of
important
us
to clarify, but what we mean by autism is not necessarily like actually autism. It's just us not caring about being serious. It's like the polar opposite of being serious. So there are times where it is important, especially us as libertarians, and ANCAPs more specifically, that we need to show that we really don't care about the whole political system. I mean, it's kind of a part of our ideology is to not care. So to be quote unquote autistic in regards to political stuff is almost vital in attracting like-minded people. But of course, the serious stuff is important to actually teach them, so that the whole thing is not autistic.
This wasn't about actual autism, but I brought my crayons.
I guess not.
I brought my favorite flavors.
That's the only reason why I'm libertarian actually now, just because of the autism. What are you talking about, man? It's SMH.
I got to this all through memes, man. All through memes. I never did any bit of thinking.
Yeah.
To be a good libertarian, all you need is boogaloo memes.
And no, please don't. We're not the e-militia. Hello.
Oh my god, dude! What the fuck's been going on with them lately? God.
Yeah, speaking, did she get a new account or?
No. From what I've seen, Empress flat out deactivated and has not been back since.
It could have been in part due to those guys that were bullying on her.
Wait, regarding Politigram, something interesting, maybe just like a side topic for now. But
I mean, Politigram is the autistic end of the spectrum.
yeah, but I think you all know Too Savage for Status.
Yes.
And what he did with the donations he received, or allegedly did with the donations he received. It's like not sure, but
yeah.
Do you know the story?
Yeah. That was pretty big news for a little bit, where he just like flat out was grifting people and like embezzling 2/3 of the funds he was getting.
Allegedly, there hasn't been a whole lot of proof. It's still kind of sketchy. I really don't know who to believe. I say just don't give your money to random strangers on the internet as a general.
Yeah, that's a pretty good rule of thumb. Unless they're an e-girl, then you have to like donate.
Yeah.
Give Monty your money and give e-girls your money. Monty will send you better nudes than the e-girls.
Facts.
I know. I'm a premium subscriber. I get good shit.
Yes. Yeah, Snapchat, like Monty has a premium Snapchat.
Yeah.
Just for
Monty,
$5 a month.
Drop the user for your premium Snapchat. What was it?
Yeah,
again?
I will. I'll drop in there.
Jay is putting Monty through college right now.
I'm barely getting
you
myself
have to pay
college.
in crypto though, because I don't want to pay taxes on it.
Don't you know the IRS is still going to come for your crypto?
Oh, I saw that someone who posted about crypto a lot. This is just a brief off topic. I want to learn more. Can they track your through Bitcoin since it's like public kind of?
Yes, through Bitcoin. Yeah.
So Monero is the way to go for.
Yeah, the issue is that Monero is much harder to get than Bitcoin.
Okay.
So the thing with time for the autism. The thing about Bitcoin is that it's not anonymous; it's pseudonymous. So your wallet is a pseudonym, and it can be tracked to you. And all of the transfers are public, so you can see exactly which wallet was used and which one went to where. So it's all identified there on the blockchain, and it's public knowledge. So somebody with a little bit of clever detective work, like, you know, say an entire organization dedicated to stealing money from you, could use ways to figure out who did what. And I mean, they can just start with a few people, and they can start tracking who did money. Especially if you're using an exchange like Gemini, where you have to do KYC verification, meaning your identity is in there, and there is solid proof that you have been buying crypto with fiat.
Yeah. I there's actually the same thing for my wallet. I think it's also linked to my name through the bank, and like I also had to give like proof of identity and stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, as long as you don't use it for, let's say, stuff which is semi-legal, it's like not really important, because as long as your country doesn't decide to just ban Bitcoin or
It's not even about banning it. It's about taxing.
Or doing ridiculous tax stuff.
The IRS is at risk of putting capital gains tax on it. So all they have to do is subpoena some of those exchange companies, and they can see exactly who was doing what. And then with that, they can start putting the puzzle together and finding out what Bitcoin was going where.
Yeah, for that, you can just, if something like this happens in your country, it's, for example, not the case in Germany yet, but that could change. There's a software or like a website where you can send your Bitcoins, and for like a really small fee, they're basically, I don't know, encrypting it. Can you say?
Yeah, no. What it is, that's a Tumblr, and basically it's supposed to sort of shake up, make it look like the Bitcoin isn't going where it's actually going, and it's supposed to hide it. But that's a band-aid on the issue. Bitcoin, even with a Tumblr, can still be tracked. The thing about Monero,
but it's still, it's if it's encrypted, it's like way harder to track.
I mean, Bitcoin is already encrypted, obviously.
Yeah, but if your wallet is linked to your name and IRS is coming for you, what you can basically do is that you send your Bitcoin to through one of these encryption machines, whatever you want to call them, and to just one anonymous wallet, and then you just have it, and the IRS doesn't know that you have it. Or then they don't have.
But like I said, that Tumblr is still not fully anonymous. All it does is it throws them off your trail for a little bit, but it can still be traced to you because of the nature of the blockchain that Bitcoin is built on. Monero does not have that problem because the ledger is not public. It's entirely private. It's only peer-to-peer and nothing beyond that. So I can only see the block. If I send money to you through Monero, I can only see that single transaction. I can't see any other transaction, whereas with Bitcoin, the transactions are entirely public. Now, the issue with Monero is that it's harder to get, but there are still ways to get it. So you can do something like local Monero, which lets you directly talk to a Monero miner, and then you can pay him off the books. There's no KYC verification. There's no exchange. It's just you two are making a voluntary deal in private. So there's no way to track that one because it never went through any regulated exchange.
Yeah, but I don't know too much about these encryption mechanisms. But from what I have heard, like a lot of people who are like into the gray market shit use it a lot for their businesses, and that it's apparently working quite well, at least.
If you scratch below the surface, there's a lot of talk that it's working. But if you scratch below the surface, anything that involves Bitcoin does not really work. I mean, it has so many flaws that you can dedicate a whole episode just to talking about where Bitcoin fails because it was the prototype crypto. There are a lot of ways that it could have been improved, which other coins have done. But the only one that satisfies the privacy issue while still being fungible is Monero.
Yeah, I mean, like I just have Bitcoin as of now and not Monero. But the thing is with Bitcoin is what you can basically say is that it's the gold of the cryptocurrencies. It's pretty similar, at least. It's like worth a lot, and gold is also worth a lot compared to like copper and silver. But what's also pretty hard is to actually hide gold because you have like gold in your apartment, and if the feds are gonna find it or the IRS, then they can still seize it, and they can do the same thing with Bitcoin. But then like other things which you can maybe hide better, like Monero.
I mean, that is one benefit that Bitcoin has, and I have made the comparison to gold before, but I don't think that's going to be an eternal thing because I think eventually Bitcoin is going to fall victim to Gresham's law, which is good money will rise above bad money, and right now Bitcoin is just bad money. It's a giant speculator's bubble.
Yeah, it is.
I mean right now it's
you shouldn't like just 10, waste 000. All your assets into it.
Yeah, but right now Bitcoin is above 10,000, and that's got to come down soon. This was a parabolic rise over a month, and that is just. I haven't met anybody that thinks it's going to stay at 10K, but it's definitely
there will be a correction. There will be a correction, but to be honest, I think like Bitcoin at least has the potential to rise a bit more, at least for like the next upcoming years. I think like there probably will be a super coin or something, a super crypto coin.
Yeah, it's Monero.
The next couple of years. I'm not sure if it's actually Monero, but
it's going to be Monero.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know too much about the flaws of Monero, to be honest. But
no, see, Monero is just the blockchain. So I think the blockchain for Monero is what's going to rise to a better cryptocurrency, because Monero still has its downfall. It doesn't have something like Ethereum has with smart contract. But there are people who are currently developing something on the Monero chain, which will have something similar to smart contracts.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because like that's also you had a lot of Ethereum, like people who have a lot of Ethereum because of the small thingy contracts, whatever.
Ethereum.
I don't know. Like it still has some advantages compared to Bitcoin, but a lot of disadvantages as well.
It has a lot of problems. But, I mean, Bitcoin better keep rising, because McAfee only has a few months before he has to eat his dick.
I mean, it's like ridiculous because of all these speculations, and some people who own Bitcoin say that it will rise to, like, I don't know, 100 million within the next 3 years. And
no, in 2019, John McAfee said Bitcoin is going to hit 1 million by 2020, and if it doesn't, he'll eat his dick.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
Well, he's not gonna eat his dick. The way I see it happening is he's gonna like buy a person and chop off their dick, and then technically he's eating his dick.
The guy he shot in Latin America.
Allegedly. To be fair to McAfee, allegedly, there's no proof. Yeah, because he never went to trial.
Did he shoot him, or how did he?
Love that guy so
much. I love him.
I believe they claim it was a poisoning.
Oh.
Shit.
I mean, okay, if you look at the story, I actually do believe McAfee that he was framed.
Yeah, bro.
And I mean, McAfee has been through some shit, man. He has been through some shit.
Yeah.
In the last 2 years, the amount of times he's gotten arrested and almost like got the Assange treatment. Because like he got caught at the border of Guatemala or something.
Yeah, with like methamphetamine and
it was with guns and with some drugs, because McAfee does not roll without drugs.
Yeah, with methamphetamine, yeah.
But no, he was there with a journalist who left his phone on him, so they're able to GPS track him. And that's how they caught him. I love McAfee.
What's he doing right now? Is he in custody or?
No. A few months ago, he got picked up in the Caribbean on his boat, but about 3 days later, he surfed. And lately, he's been saying that he has some information on some high-level people that could get released.
Didn't he release some Epstein stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he claimed that he saved some data regarding government and like regarding the US government doing things they're not supposed to do and lying to people, which is surprise, not really obvious, but I think he said that he's going to release it if something happens to him. I don't know. So I think it's like 1 terabyte or something. But I don't know if it's true. Maybe it's just like a threat to the feds that they better not arrest him.
even if it's fake and McAfee is just legitimately crazy, I think he is still a legitimate threat to the state.
Yeah, I feel like just the amount of time the state spends with like trying to catch him or trying to use like surveillance and to watch him, it's just ridiculous. It just shows how scared they actually are sometimes.
And he hasn't paid his income tax in America for like 16 years. But the ball's on him. They're still running for president when he's been exiled from America.
It's so like ridiculous.
I love this man so much. And his Twitter is one of the craziest fucking things ever. Have you guys ever read his whale fucking tweet?
No.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
He was basically like, enough of this whale fucking is not consensual bullshit. A whale is, and he like went into the physical specifications about a whale, like how big they are, how deep they can dive. And it's like, if somebody can manage to get that close to a whale, that deep, and stick their dick in it and fuck it, you better bet your ass it's consensual.
Oh my god.
There goes the star. It just plummeted again.
Yeah. No, it just happened. It was the moment.
When you're talking about McAfee, you get a pass, because it's not actually something that you said, at least. I don't believe whale fucking is consensual.
Oh, really?
Really?
I don't think it matters if you own it. Private
nah, ew, come on.
Monty argues for bestiality in the anarcho-capitalist system.
No, I
Monty
argue
is
for
gonna be a
privatizing
furry.
the oceans.
Yeah, Monty is actually a furry, and he just wants to have sex with dogs and stuff.
Monty's not a furry, he's a weeaboo. Have you guys ever seen his hentai?
Yikes.
I don't. That is a lie.
That is a lie, but that was
John McAfee.
No, but that was your Discord profile picture for a while.
Which one?
The actually, let's not get into this one.
Yeah, okay. It's Cheem's
Get
home
into
right now.
your girls again, I guess.
It is the Cheems photo I made.
Yeah.
Oh no.
All
What's
right,
wrong with Cheems, Tim?
Nothing wrong with Cheems, but I don't want to see our holy prophet being in porn or being expressed with nudity.
Well, Cheems is my god.
It's too late. Cheems has been
He is
looted.
my
already.
god, hello.
No?
Monty, shut the fuck up. My Cheems is better than you.
It
No.
is religious war.
I need to
Alright.
figure out the specifications before I have a theology debate about it.
But getting back to the S.T.A.R topic, I think this is something that we can mix with talking about, the importance of
Autism.
memes.
Oh yeah.
Well, yes, the same thing. Because I mean, there is something there's something legitimate to the S.T.A.R. Whereas we have to balance how serious we are and how autistic we are when we're trying to talk to people. So, ranting about the last book you read and just rattling off all the points to somebody on Facebook, that's completely on the serious end of the ratio. Whereas just spewing memes to someone is on the complete autistic end of the ratio. But both of them do have their
What
place
about-
in the discourse.
Spewing memes with those 36 points you read from the big book in it.
Well, then you probably have a boomer-ass Facebook meme.
Impact font, too.
It's all the Big Lebowski clips.
Menace, you didn't say something for a while. You have to comment on that.
Yeah, I hate Menace hasn't talked at all.
Yeah, and
What am I supposed to
Porter
be
as
commenting
well.
on?
Menace is not in this episode. He's been
I've been vibing.
vibing.
Why?
He heard a whale fucking and he was like, "Yeah, this is my shit."
No, I went to go let my dog out and I come back and hear that. And I'm like, oh.
Oh, I'm home.
Oh,
Oh yeah, McAfee also said something about that there's competitions in Fiji or something about whale fucking. It was all a troll. The best part about this was it was a troll. Because he was claiming how easy it is to play people on Twitter. But I mean, again, that goes back to the S.T.A.R ratio. It's what McAfee does is also sort of more on the completely autistic end of the ratio. Because
but it's differently autistic. It's
it is because he's
I
not
don't know.
posting memes.
It's boomer tier autistic. Alex Jones autistic.
Is it really boomer tier autistic when you talk about whale
Yeah,
fucking?
I think it's if you look at Alex Jones and McAfee, and we also have some German libertarian boomers who are basically pretty similar regarding their personality to them. I think that's just a different kind of autism. It's boomer tier autism.
Yeah, it's generational because boomers don't make fucking deep fried memes that just have a letter on.
Yeah. That would just I don't know, just do too many drugs, poison people apparently, and then threaten the federal government that they will release 1 terabyte of secret data.
I think that's actually more effective than the memes.
Oh really?
Yeah, I think I'm actually going to start doing that.
And they're not paying income tax.
I'm already not doing that.
Oh.
Do you even have an income?
IRS, right? Oh yeah.
I did have an income, but it's been 2 years ago and I still haven't filed for my income tax returns.
Well, don't say that online.
Dumbass. Who fucking cares? What, is the IRS listening to our podcast?
Maybe, you never know.
Do you think there's someone in the IRS that's going, wow, this is actually a really good podcast? Oh wait, he doesn't pay his taxes? Also, apparently you're supposed to pay your taxes on scholarships, and I haven't done that either.
Chat move.
Yeah.
I mean, Jay, we all know that you're getting your money through loans you give out to people. Your dirty long nose.
Okay, we're not talking about the loans today. I have a legitimate story for that, but we're not getting into that.
Oh my god.
How many jokes is that now?
I'm being 100% serious. I actually have committed usury in the last 2 months.
He's not lying.
I am not lying. There is a certain starchy vegetable we know who was willing to pay a very high premium for cryptocurrency so he could buy drugs. And he actually did it. He actually did it.
Wait, are you talking about potato?
No, another starchy vegetable. What other fucking starchy vegetables do you know they're drug-addled?
I don't know.
It was a rhetorical question.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm talking...
It was a rhetorical question. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you know some other weird people. It wouldn't be a surprise to me, Jay. Hello.
I'm talking about Counter Economics Yam 1786. But no, so the usury story is for... I might not even get into that one. But anyway, back to the topic. No, but memes actually do have a legitimate place in the discourse. Like, we've seen that happening. And we've seen that there are people that are coming to libertarianism memes. They're mostly 16, but they are coming in. But then
to be honest, like, most of these people are also like switching their ideology every 2 weeks. So I don't know if it's actually useful to have them in the movement.
No, see, because that's what I was getting to. It's that we're seeing that it's a useful tool, but it's not making people stay there.
Yeah, but, I mean, what's okay?
Well, that's like Rothbard talks about, and for a new liberty, you have to still continuously educate yourself and others.
Exactly.
Within the movement.
Memes are great, but it's too much autism, not enough serious.
Yeah.
But
I mean, you can't argue with memes with a communist. Like, maybe you can a bit because it's a communist, but if he read some stuff, then he's probably going to defeat you in a debate.
Not everyone has the same interest in watching hour-long Mises lectures like we do. So
yeah, if you throw human action at somebody, I mean, what's it going to do?
You're cutting out, Jay.
Yeah. Will they catch it or what?
Will they catch it? It's gonna hit them in the head, and they're gonna be fucking knocked out because that book is massive.
I mean, I'm reading it again right now. I'm reading it right now, actually, and I think it's like a lot. Like, seriously.
Are you reading it in German or?
Nah, I'm reading it in English. I read most of the important chapters. I read the German book about it, but the German book was released like 10 years prior to Human Action, and it also had like a different name and stuff.
Yeah.
And Mises added a lot of stuff to it, like a lot of new knowledge regarding praxeology. So I decided to read it in
more painful in English or German?
To be honest, like, since I'm not a native English speaker, it's like really painful. Like, sometimes
I can't imagine. Like,
it's
the way. Yeah, I mean, also like the way Mises speaks, I'm like used to it because I read a lot of German books by Mises. But the way he speaks, combined with his English skills, it's just pretty awful, to be honest.
It is. That's the issue with reading any German writer who writes in English.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, it's okay because I'm used to the way of writing from already reading him before. But yeah.
We're not. That's why Rothbard is much more an easy read.
And Rothbard had the layman in mind writing it.
Yeah, it's another thing. Mises wrote for the academic.
Yeah, which is fine. That's all of it serves a purpose. But
yeah. But again, that goes to like, you can't give these serious things to a regular person and expect them to, one, agree with it, two, let alone learn from it.
So give like Anatomy of the State.
Yeah, so
Rothbard was really the first one to write for the layman, for the regular person. Like, because all the Austrian economists before him, like Minger, Weiser, Baumgartner, and then Mises, all were academics, and like they lived in times where still a large portion of the population was completely illiterate. They wrote for other academics. It wasn't until the Austrian school really migrated to America and spread through schools there, including to Rothbard himself, that it really became accessible to the average person.
Yeah. So just if we're trying to get people to stay like in our ideology, and we we get them thinking with memes. Like, what is the next step? Do you recommend them reading? Do you recommend them a lecture? Do you just talk to? I don't know because I don't talk
I think
to
it depends on the person. Like, you can kind of look at someone and know what they're more prone to. Like, if they're gonna go down the pipeline or have leftist
like some people
tendencies.
We know. Yeah, like some people we know.
Recommend stuff. I think Anatomy of the State and some books are just.
I mean, like, to be
should
honest,
be read by everyone.
Yeah. I think like some stuff is just necessary. I mean, you don't have to read like 30 or 40 books to have some knowledge about libertarianism and to justify it, because like most people, when they start getting into politics, their political ideology just aligns with, I don't know, with what they just feel at the moment and not really what they can justify.
Yeah,
so libertarianism isn't actually that hard to justify. It's actually pretty easy, and most people think it's quite hard to understand because most people grew up with like a statist point of view, and they don't really get it when you first talk about it. And what do you think, like what libertarians think about how a society should look like, and that everyone has a right to own its body, even though that should be obvious. And I think like it really depends on the person, but some stuff should just be read, like some Mises like literature, and probably also some Rothbard.
Oh,
I think definitely Rothbard.
If there's any place you're going to start,
Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, if there's any place you're going to start trying to convert somebody libertarian, it has to be Rothbard.
Well, I think we shouldn't underestimate like Tim was saying, videos can really help just like open someone's mind up to how this could work this way. Like there's videos on police and security. Like they just don't think that way.
I don't know if you. Porter, go ahead.
I said even podcasts, not this one, but like those.
No, definitely.
No, recommend this one to your newbie friends. Let's get them.
And to be honest, well, that's also why I think we should like just maybe do from time to time some like 10-minute videos where we actually explain something, and it's like not pain in the ass to listen to because it's like 3 hours. So that sometimes is also useful. There's like this YouTube channel called Bit Butter on YouTube.
Yes, good one.
To be honest, when I was like basically on the fence from becoming a minarchist, from jumping from minarchist to ANCAP, like there was a lot of good points, and also regarding how private courts would function and stuff on his YouTube channel, and it really pushed me forward like a lot.
Yeah, so I think I found those useful too.
Yeah, I mean, these were also like 30 or 45-minute videos, but at the same time, they were still pretty useful. They included some really important information, and yeah, you don't really have to read, like I said, you don't have to read 30 books to actually have some knowledge about libertarianism and how to, justify.
No, you need to read every book I've ever read to be a good libertarian. If you don't agree with me 100%, you're not a libertarian.
Right. Well, we're stressing the importance of the things that can really teach you and like solidify your knowledge. But I don't want us to, and I don't think anyone's doing this, but I don't want us to forget that memes can be really important too, because they're good at starting those conversations that are going to entice people to want to read more and want to learn more.
Yeah, there's something about humor.
It's like the video, it's just open.
Yeah. No, but there's something about humor that gets you thinking in a way that just like pure facts don't. Mm-hmm. Because it's been psychologically proven that when somebody critiques you, you take it like as a physical attack. So you are on the defensive. But humor has its way of sort of worming around those walls that your mind puts up.
Yeah.
So I think like memes are a very good starting point.
That's a really good point, because I also like catch myself from time to time. There are like a lot of shit posting Instagram accounts, which also like do some really dumb criticism on ancapism with like stereotypes of, I don't know, the max slavery farm or something. And like, even though they're like, it's like bullshit argumentation and stuff, it's still just funny, and you know, you don't feel you don't feel attacked like on a personal level, because it's a critique just against ideology and not yourself.
Well, the best ANCAP strawman memes were made by ANCAPs, or
like I like that's
okay. Well,
so
listen,
funny about ideology. Like that's
no more isms, no more ideology.
The Enlightenment and printing press was a mistake.
We need to go back to Catholic monarchies.
What's so fucking epic about ancapism is that I think it would have never had this much attention without memes and without like ridiculous videos about it. I think there's like ANCAP the movie out there on YouTube.
Yeah, that is
and it's I mean it's just like filled with stereotypes
too.
Really?
The guy who made that video, I'm pretty sure, is an ANCAP.
I don't think so.
About that, but it's still a fucking hilarious movie. I mean, the biggest flaw in that is that intellectual property exists in that ANCAP.
Yeah, it's a straw man though. It's like totally.
Of course, it's a straw.
And Rand Paul becomes president and he's ANCAP.
That was hilarious. I love that.
Libertarian death squads are taken.
Libertarian death squads win.
It's so ridiculous, but that's how like many people actually got aware that something like this exists, and maybe like a couple of days later they just Googled the ideology and then they, I don't know, just continue to get some more input from it.
Yeah,
you know?
but
and that's just how it can also start.
But the other side of the coin is that when you have an ideology that's basically spread mostly through memes, you are associated with being a meme ideology, which is one of the most room temperature IQ critiques I've ever heard.
Speaking of that, some guy in a group chat just made a straw man of ANCAP.
What's this? I think
it's about the porn industry, like the exploitation and children.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, and he's like, ANCAPs have no problem with this.
Let's go.
What the fuck?
I just sent the eye roll emoji. I'm not gonna debate.
Okay.
But what I also saw in the comments of this ANCAP the video, ANCAP the movie video, was that a lot of people actually celebrated ANCAPs for not being mad at the video and like ranting about it, but they actually embraced it and just laughed about it as well. Because there were some ANCAPs in like a lot of ANCAPs in the comments as well, just like generally having a discussion or just generally also, you know, laughing with the people about the video, and it just made the ideology and also us just made us seem like kinder persons, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, what would happen if that was Ancom the video?
Yeah, I think like that would just.
Oh my god, you would.
They'd shit themselves, yeah.
And all the subreddits would just be, you know, spurging out about it.
Hey, y'all talking about fucking meme ideology. There is.
There's a Streisand effect to it, where that normally refers to like censorship when you try to censor an idea and it just makes it more popular. In this case, it's more like when you try to ridicule an idea, it just makes it more popular. Because someone made this video making fun of like anarcho-capitalism, and it just gave ANCAPs an excuse to come in the comments section, talk about it for hours on end, and now more people know about it.
ANCAPs talking for hours on end? What? I've never heard of that.
I mean, probably we could if we like invite every single member from the group chat to, if you like get everyone into this into the voice chat at the same time. I think we could like easily talk like 20 hours in a row and have no problem with it.
If we got everyone from the chat in here, I would shoot myself while editing that.
Yeah, but we could probably like easily talk 20 hours without like big breaks or something.
Yeah, that would be that would be an unedited podcast. That would be a live stream.
Just like 24-hour podcast.
Oh Christ.
We'll do it.
Oh,
don't tempt us.
That sounds fucking awful. But anyway, speaking of ANCAP, speaking forever, we're running up on an hour here. So is there anything you guys want to close on, or should we just wrap up?
Yeah, speaking of memes, follow at Mind Your Excuses on Instagram. With underscore between the words.
Don't follow Mind Your Excuses. Follow peaceful.slavery.
Also follow Funny Yellow Dog, please.
Yeah, follow the one true god, the Monty version of James, the god.
Monty, when are you starting your own politigram up?
I need to get in the mood too.
Oh, you need to get in. You want to pop with some blue pills for that, or light some candles?
Oh shit.
Yeah. I'm waiting on some silk sheets to arrive.
Oh, nice. Anyway, plugs are going to be in the description. So thanks for bearing with us. Have a good one.